If you are looking to add a full combo to your collection and are not sure what to choose, you've come to the right place. Generally, I would advise most players to sort their song list by difficulty level and work their way up, but sometimes it might be troubling to find the right song within the same difficulty level. For instance, let's take 2 songs from the Master Level 32 difficulty. I can get the full combo on the song Sage without much issue, but Brand New Day on the other hand is still out of reach for me. This is proof that oftentimes, the chart level might not always be the best indication of whether you can get a full combo on the chart or not. And this is where this Japanese website comes in. Ever since discovering this website, I've been having a much better time finding my next full combo to add to my collection. And in this video, I'll go over the contents of this website and how you can navigate it to get your next full combo. Before we enter this website, a few disclaimers. First, this website covers content in the Japanese version of the game, so if you play on the global version, please keep in mind that there will be spoilers. Second, I've actually been IP banned at some point, most likely because the website kept getting accessed from a location outside of Japan. Depending on the location you access the website from, the thumbnails also might not fully load, which may be a problem if you can't read Japanese. This is where a VPN will come in handy, which brings us to the sponsor for today's video. Nobody. Somebody please sponsor me. Anyway, I would pick up a VPN that has a Japanese server. I personally use Mulvad VPN, which is a paid VPN that I've been using for the past year or so. But a free alternative like Proton VPN may also work as they do have Japanese servers. With that out of the way, let's get to the website. This is the Japanese wiki for Project SEKAI, and you will find a lot of information regarding the Japanese version of the game here. This includes how-to guides, general information and facts about the game, and more. If your browser has a translation feature, you can use it to help you navigate the website. For accessibility, I will be proceeding with the page translated to English. For today's video, we're going to focus on the music or song difficulty table, which you can find in the sidebar. You will see 4 different difficulties ranging from hard to append. Feel free to navigate to whichever difficulty you want, but for this video, I will be picking Master. This is a community-driven difficulty table, meaning that the rankings that you are about to see will be based on what the Japanese players think about each chart, and this table is the conclusion from all of that data. The main goal of this table is to help you gauge the possibility of a full combo for a certain chart, and while it doesn't explicitly state that it works for all perfects, it can still serve as a bit of a reference point to help you find your next chart. Here, you will see 6 main different classifications. The yellow highlight indicates that the chart is too easy for its difficulty level. The green highlight indicates that the chart is relatively below average for its difficulty level. The blue highlight indicates that the chart is just right and appropriate for its difficulty level. The red highlight indicates that the chart is relatively above average for its difficulty level. The purple highlight indicates that the chart is too hard for its difficulty level. And finally, the gray highlight indicates that there is too much variance to properly rank the difficulty of the chart. The table will categorize each chart by these classifications, which we will see in just a little bit. We can now scroll down and expand the table. I like to press this button here to expand the table entirely, but if you are looking for a specific level, you can do so by scrolling to that level and pressing that expand button there. You should now be able to see the tables for each respective level. The first column will be the song name. The column next to it is the overall ranking based on the 6 classifications I mentioned earlier. The next column is a list of attributes for the chart, which we will go over in a little bit. The last column shows more detailed notes about the chart and some things you should be aware of. If you just want to pick out an easy song to full combo, generally the songs at the top of the list of each difficulty will be the easiest songs. The further down you scroll, the harder the chart will be. As mentioned earlier, the yellow and green highlights tend to be charts that are below average in difficulty, so you can go ahead and find these songs in game and attempt them for yourself. For example, let's take 2 songs from level 30, one from the top of the list and one at the bottom of the list. At the top, the first song we see available on the global version is Ochamekino, or Mischievous Function as translated in the global version. At the bottom of the list, we see Fure, or Hooray. This song is ranked among the most difficult within all the Master Level 30s. Let's try both charts and see how I do. Just from the first try, while I was able to get the full combo on both charts, I was just 1 note shy of an all-perfect on Mischievous Function, while my accuracy was considerably worse on Hooray. I would say that considering the long runtime of the song, as well as some of the harder to read sections, Hooray is definitely harder than Mischievous Function. If you want more information about the charts, you can go ahead and read the attributes list here. Since this website is originally in Japanese, some of the terms in the attributes list might not make sense when translated, so I'll revert the translation back to Japanese and try to go over as many of the terms as possible. Let's pick a harder chart that has a longer list of attributes. Circus Panic has a lot of these attributes, so let's go over this one. The first term is hane rhythm. The hane in kanji form means bouncing, so the full term bouncing rhythm tends to indicate a chart that has a lot of jack patterns, which this chart has plenty of. The next term is sokudo henka, which means speed change, which can be found near the end of the song. Butsuryo means quantity, which generally means that the chart is very dense with a lot of notes. Kyokushonan means local or spot difficulty, indicating that certain spots in the chart may be harder than others. I find this to be true where the chart speeds up near the end. Ninsuki-nan means the chart is difficult to recognize, often indicating there may be difficulty reading the chart or parts of the chart properly. Furiku-nan indicates difficulty in flick notes. Toriru indicates that there are trill patterns in the chart. Tateren indicates that the chart has sections where notes fall quickly one after another in the same spot. Bitateren is a mini version of the tateren. These patterns generally require you to tap two notes with the same finger quickly. While this chart covers the bulk of the terms, there are still a few more that you might still want to know. Let's rapid fire through some of them. Kunoji refers to a note pattern that looks like the Japanese hiragana ku. This ku pattern can also be mirrored. Bitter Choco decoration is most notorious for this kunoji pattern. You will also see the term randa, which generally refers to span patterns or patterns with unorganized notes. Kaidan refers to stair patterns. Hen hyoshi refers to songs with odd time signatures. Leia Remind is the perfect example of this, where instead of the typical 4 or 8 beats per measure, you get something more unique. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mochikai kosa refers to switching and crossing. Fumenteishi means chart stop, indicating a short pause in the chart. Sayu Furi means left-right swing, which generally means having to switch quickly between left and right. That should more or less cover most of the terms on the table. The others that I did not include should be self-explanatory through translation, but if you would still like to see what all the terms mean in some examples, I'll provide a document that has everything laid out so you can use it as a reference when browsing the website. The notes in the last column tells you some things you might want to look out for, and also includes some reasons as to why the chart is rated the way it is. You will see in some sections that there is a red star and a text that translates to strategy information available, where there may be tips about finger placement. And that should about do it for this video. Hopefully you'll be able to get a couple new full combos by referencing this table. Of course, I'll have a link to this website as well as my document in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. Anyway, that's been it for me. If you learned something today, do leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time.